so pretty, isn't it? Isn't it so cute in here? What's up, you guys? It's me, Aliyah, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna be doing what the title exactly says, is having a much-needed girl talk. Now, I didn't realize how long it's been since I had an actual girl talk. Wait, I'm thirsty. I need my cran mango. This video is gonna be a lengthy one because I haven't had a girl talk in a long ass time. Like, it's literally been like months, I think, since I've had one. And I'm just bringing back girl talks and sit down videos because I feel like I kind of strayed away from what I'm usually known for. And although this might be a little different than what you guys are used to, I'm here to just, you know, bring back some old feels, old vibes maybe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this much needed girl talk. I was nervous to do a girl talk because, like, I made this big ass deal about letting people, like, let me grow up on social media. I feel like I'm about to this standard talk about certain things, so we're gonna be talking about some of the fun stuff. First thing, I have a lot of stuff on my phone to chat about and just like topics and subtopics. The first thing I'm gonna be talking about is birth control because, listen, that has some good and bad things with it. So if you don't know what birth control is, basically birth control helps you control birth, pregnancy, children, offspring, spawn. They have men versions of it, but women are usually the ones who are targeted for it because we have the kids. So it's like we have to control the ovens that the cupcakes are being put into, even though the men are making the cupcakes and putting it in the— I'm not even gonna get into the analogy because it makes no sense anymore. Many types of birth control. The most common ones are the pill. There's more such as the patch, the shot, IUD. There's one that actually goes inside your coochie and it's like a ring. It's kind of cool. The reason I want to talk about birth control is because there's been so much talk about symptoms and stuff, and I want to tell you my personal experience. I've been on birth control since April, and I took a break off of it and then I got back on it. So I've been on 2 different variations of the pill, and I want to talk my symptoms really quickly. This is a really safe place, so we can literally talk about anything down in the comments. We're not going to be harassing you or judging you because it's a judge-free zone. You're here for advice, and I'm here to give it to you and my personal experiences, okay? I've been on the pill that has both estrogen and then the other thing in it, so it's the combined pill, right? I have had nothing but a positive experience except one thing, and that thing has to deal with my hydration levels. Ever since I've been on birth control, I've been so thirsty. Like, no matter how much I drink anything, juice, water, anything like that, I am not fulfilled in thirst, and I don't know if that's a thing because the birth control or something else, or I just haven't been getting enough fluid. Oh, the other major symptom that I had when I was on the pill, the only negative symptoms I had were kind of emotional because I noticed my emotions were kind of out of whack for a little bit, and then I just kind of adjusted because that's my body saying, oh my god, there's more hormones. Like, girl, you already have enough. And that's pretty much it. But other than that, I had nothing but a positive experience. Symptoms literally just vary upon the person. Everybody's body reacts to certain things differently, and birth control is one of those things. Sadly, I wish everybody just had a universal thing so it wasn't such a test run every time you got on it. It's just something that comes with it. And when it comes to like advice on birth control, when you're getting on birth control, please go to the actual doctor. Please. I know we're in a pandemic right now. Do like the little WebEx, like the little video chat thing or whatnot, whatever it's called, and say, hey, you got the goods for me? Because that's the safest thing for you. And then also, when it comes to actually getting on the birth control, please, if you're young and you're worried about your parents finding out that you're on birth control, baby, I learned this the hard way. I'm pretty sure they would rather respect you 10 times more if you said something and why you were getting on birth control than trying to hide it. Because one, if you try to hide birth control and God forbid anything happened to you while you were on it and your body just started shutting down because it affected so negatively from whatever form of birth control you got on, they won't know if they have to take you to the ER because you didn't tell them. It's a safety issue. Like, I know it's a very uncomfortable conversation. A lot of people get on birth control for a lot of different reasons. There's this prejudice with birth control that it's only used for pregnancy, but literally it has so many other positives. But I'm telling you right now, you're better off literally just telling your parent, hey, I want to get on the birth control for this, and this, and that's it. Now, if you want to get on birth control to have the sex, but you're not completely comfortable with telling your parents that you're having the sex, or you want to have the sex, you could always just say it's for your period. Yeah, but I'm honestly just telling you it's better for you, your health in the long run, to just tell them what you're getting on it for. Safety reasons, like I said. It's gonna be a very awkward conversation, but I feel like your parents would respect you 10 times more as an adult because it's like you're coming to me about an adult thing, which is you being safe and healthy in your body by using something that is still kind of, you know, new to everybody. So like it's a new thing for everyone, you know what I'm saying? The last thing I say about birth control before we move to the next thing, because a lot of people were asking me how do they know what birth control they should get. And when it came to me, the first time I was prescribed birth control, I was totally fine with the symptoms I had. I was totally okay. The second time I got a new prescription for it and I was totally okay once again. I'm actually thinking of switching to another birth control that has a different symptom that I would— that was that the whole time. Y'all didn't say Oh my god. I'm actually thinking of switching to another form of birth control that actually assists in my weight gain, because I'm trying to gain weight so I can just be healthier and feel better in my skin and stuff like that. But it's definitely okay in experimenting and trying out different methods and brands and things like that, because this is your body. You want to make sure your body is getting along with what you're putting in it, especially if it's to help you and assist you with something that you want to be helped with and assisted with. Now, I tell you this because once again, everybody's body reacts differently to birth control. Sorry if I keep touching my hair. I started new hair. I did a new hairstyle today, and I feel so good. But this side of my head isn't as fluffy as this side of my head, so I'm trying to. Yeah. Try different forms of birth control so you find the one that you're okay with, the one that makes you feel the best, the one that gets the job done for you the best. Whatever fits your lifestyle, health, and convenience, I say go for it. Now let's move on to feminine hygiene, because every day I log into TikTok, I check my For You page. They give me something else to be insecure about my coochie. Now I definitely give a big shout out to TikTok for bringing a lot of attention and educating a lot of young girls, professionals on TikTok, medical professionals on TikTok, because some of y'all be talking out your ass about feminine hygiene. Because when I was younger, I did like sex ed. They didn't teach us about how to take care of ourselves. They literally showed us a whole Venn diagram of PP. They didn't tell us much about the vagina. They literally told us nothing. I don't remember anything about learning about my own private parts besides, oh my god, your boobs grow and you're gonna get your period. Baby, they didn't even teach me that I had 3 holes. So the first thing I want to talk about is coochie care. Ooh, how fun, yeah. When it comes to coochie care, I just want to make a few points before we get started. Vaginas are gonna smell like vaginas, okay? They're gonna smell like vajayjays, they're gonna smell like coochies, they're gonna smell like your purrs, okay? Because that's what it is. If it smells like roses, you probably are on your way to a yeast infection, which leads me to my next thing. When it comes to cleaning down there, it's a self-cleaning machine on the inside. So if you have a self-cleaning machine and you're inserting things that is not needed to the process, what do you think is gonna happen to that machine? It's gonna blow the fuck up. That's what it's gonna do. You are inserting stuff such as douching, soaps that aren't really supposed to go inside of you. Your coochie gets a little attitude. The self-cleaning machine, it knows what it's doing. It doesn't need government assistance. Now, if you're having issues where you literally feel like that you just smell terrible down there and you can't figure out why, see a coochie doc. See a gyne. See a gyne. A gynecologist, that's what they're called, coochie doctors. See them. Don't go inside your cooch to clean it. You're throwing off your pH. Now, a lot of people are gonna be like, why go inside all the time? Okay, that's your business. I'm just telling you what I know, what my gynecologist has told me, and what the coochie doctors on TikTok who are certified, who I will link down below, tell me. Now, if you are interested in cleaning, my recommendation is when it comes to cleaning your coochie, use your hands, your God-given hands, and get some unscented, very, very, very gentle soap. My personal recommendations are the Dove Unscented for sensitive skin, or you can even use baby soap. Dr. Bronner's Baby Unscented is also very, very, very great. In my personal opinion, I love those. They never steer me wrong. And all you have to do is lather your little hands up and just get in between your creases, you know, all that. Just never go inside. You get the outside, not the inside. Simple as that. Your actual down there parts are literally so sensitive, and ever since I learned how sensitive it actually was, that's when I actually started using my hands to clean down there, because I don't want to manhandle down there, baby. That's where the goods are at. Like, I don't want to mess that up. So that's why I use my hands now. And when it comes to after shower care, I literally let it air dry. Like, I will literally stand in my towel until down there is air dried, because the towel is so rough when you like I want it to rough it up, so I just wait for it to air dry, and then bada boom, bada bing, get dressed, throw on what I'm gonna throw on, or just don't if I'm going to sleep. Like that's the fundamentals, okay? Moving on to removing hairs, I'm gonna talk about the coochies and the body hairs. Let's start with body hairs first. So me personally, when it comes to removing hairs, I like to wax my legs, shave my armpits, and wax my facial hairs. I'm gonna start with face because that's what I'm serving. I like to wax my eyebrows, my upper lip, and I like to shave the peach fuzz off my face with a facial razor. It's really not that hard. And then when it comes to my underarms, I usually just like to shave. I like the Joy razors personally. They're just really clean cut. Or men's razors. I forgot the brand, but it's like the Glide, the Glizzy. They're also really good. Those are actually my favorite Joys after. For my underarms and stuff like that, I personally don't shave my arms because I just don't feel the need to. Like I just don't. I don't shave my arms. I just don't. When it comes to legs, I like to wax them. I have at-home waxing kits that I just do. Is that the smartest thing? Absolutely not, but it's what works for me. And then like in between waxing, if I don't feel like waxing, which is most of the time, I just shave my legs with the men's razor, and that's it. Now, my personal, like, body, you know, removal hair what I like to do is exfoliate, shave, exfoliate. So I exfoliate like my underarms and my leg. I shave it and then I exfoliate it again because the first exfoliant loosens up all the dead skin and the hair follicles at the little root. Shaving gets rid of the hair on top of the legs, and then exfoliating again gets rid of the dead skin, and you just have that extra glow. And me personally, I like to shave with either conditioner or baby oil. Works wonders, and you feel so good after. Don't say I never helped you with anything, okay? I also really got into exfoliating gloves because I just noticed that when I use them, I'm extra soft. Like, yeah, the double exfoliating method is really good, but using exfoliating gloves?
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Girl, you in for a treat. Like, it's so good, such a good investment. When you're done, you can either hang it up to dry or just throw it in the wash. I personally wash mine after every use because of hygienic and bacteria building reasons, but it's so good. I definitely recommend. And then also, I'd like to mention that exfoliating, shaving, exfoliating, you know, a little technique that I told you about helps with strawberry legs. Ever since I started doing that, I do not have strawberry legs anymore. Basically is when you have like these little dots over your legs that makes look like strawberries, everybody's favorite fruit until TikTok exposed them a lot. Ever since I started doing that, I used to have strawberry legs when I was in early high school, late middle school, and now since I started doing that, I just don't have them anymore. I don't know if that's just because I grew out of it or my technique is working. I don't know, you tell me. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about coochie hair removal because this is everybody's favorite topic. I personally, when it came to learning about like removing pubic hairs and stuff like that, I like to look at dancers and gymnasts. Strippers also a really good one. But me personally, what I've learned and what I've grown to use and just adjust to, one, use a men's razor when shaving down there, and then when you are shaving, make sure you loosen the hair up a little bit with some warm water, and then make sure you shave in the direction, because if you're going the opposite way at first, it's gonna hurt a lot and tug at you and get very irritated, and that's when razor bumps comes in, and those are very annoying, and they hurt a lot if you ever had them before. Before you do all that, I definitely recommend trimming before, because imagine going through the forest with scissors. And if you don't have coochie scissors, you can most definitely go on Amazon and get one of those pubic hair shavers. Go in with conditioner first to soften up the hair, because pubic hair is hair and conditioner is used to soften hair. Ooh, science, who would have thought? And then I also recommend that you go in with baby oil after that, just to go over that last few, you know, strokes. Let's talk about WAP 101. If you don't know what WAP is, it means wet ass coochie. I put this in feminine hygiene because there's a lot of people that don't understand how coochies work. So if you're ever like insecure or very feeling weird about if your coochie isn't wet enough and stuff like that, if you want some tips, because I'm not saying that in this video. What am I trying to say? That I have WAP? Yes. Okay, so when it comes to having WAP 101, I definitely recommend that you stay hydrated. Everybody everybody says this, but like, it's a given. I definitely recommend you drinking the basic waters, because once again, your body is really not that hard to take care of. Just drink your water, take your vitamins, and call it a day. But if you want to get spicy, you want to do more than water, because you know, sometimes even though a coochie is supposed to smell and taste like a coochie, you want a little more. You should definitely look into cranberry juice, but you need to get the unsweetened and all organic / natural cranberry juice, because all that sweeteners and kind of cancels out the cranberry. Everybody loves a little cran grape, cran pineapple, cran tropical, cran watermelon. We all love that. But if you're specifically looking to take care of your coochie, I definitely recommend the unsweetened and very much all natural cranberry juice. And if you don't like cranberry juice, because I'm one of those people, I definitely recommend taking those little supplements for like UTIs and stuff like that. Wear breathable underwear and don't wear underwear at night. Now, before you have a stroke, breathable underwear. Let's talk about it. Everybody loves themselves a good lace set. I have a little matching set on right now, and everybody loves that. Makes you feel confident, makes you feel cute, this, that, and the third. But baby, you need to let your coochie lips have a moment to be at the same level and breathe. I definitely recommend wearing cotton underwear most of the time. I said this because cotton is very breathable and your coochie needs air. It's a self-working machine, and it can't work if it doesn't get oxygen so it can breathe. It's not rocket science, babes. There's gonna be people that are like, oh my god, what if I'm on my period? Da, da, da. Obviously, you don't do that because you're gonna make a mess potentially in your sleep. Obviously, don't do that if you're on your period. Duh, I don't need your smart-ass comments. Thank you. When it comes to WAP 101, you need to have some sort of balance in your diet. Now, if you're eating McDonald's every day and not drinking water, you're barely taking in fruit, maybe it might be a little sour. Aim for 1 fruit a day, 1 vegetable a day, 2 fruits, 1 vegetable, 2 vegetables, 1 fruit. Whatever works your boat, whatever floats your boat, and whatever is attainable for you. Let's talk about discharge for a second. Now, discharge has become very common to talk about, which I love, because it's so normal. And I just want to throw out some things out there. Discharge is in fact normal. Discharge is actually so strong to the point where it can potentially bleach underwear. Yes, I said what I fucking said. Power that we hold. Discharge comes in a bunch of different forms, so if you ever feel like your discharge like has smell or like it has a different like texture than that's like out of the norm, make sure you see a doctor. Don't Google it because they'll tell you you have cancer or a yeast infection. Talk to your doctor, please. As long as you like drink water, you should be fine. A lot of people think that drinking water is such BS when it comes to coochies because let's look at the material. Your body needs to be hydrated. Your coochie is one of the most like respected, reserved places on your body. I don't know if this is just like a thing, but like your coochie health depends a lot on water. I'm saying this from personal experience. I noticed when I started drinking a lot more water, I was producing a lot more discharge, and it was a very healthy amount and it actually looked very normal. But when I stopped drinking a lot of water and just like a ton, I went to like a little to none amount, it got a little, not Sahara Desert. Am I normal? Should I even put that on the internet? Probably not. Enough about feminine hygiene because I feel like I very much try to touch upon bases of everything you guys asked me about that. So let's move on to the next one. Talk about sexual intercourse real quick. I want to talk about hygiene first. Now when it comes to sexual intercourse hygiene, I'm specifically talking about, you know, they are very picky as they should. It's what we deserve. When it comes to sexual intercourse hygiene, definitely make sure that you are peeing after sexual intercourse because girl, you need to make sure that you get rid of everything that is in that little thing of yours that was potentially put in there. And I'm not even going to talk about specifically pee-pees because there's other things that can go inside of you. When it comes to sexual intercourse, I'm going to talk about a little later. Another thing that I have for you is make sure you get tested before and after every new partner that you have. Not even every new partner. Maybe every time you have sex. I think STD testing is free. I don't know why people think STDs are gross. Look, let me explain myself. It might look not as pleasant, but look, just make it a sexual encounter and boom, get tested for the love of God. STDs are not the end of the world if you catch them early enough. Most STDs I think are curable if I'm not mistaken. That's all it takes, girl. Now for the people who are like, you shouldn't be sleeping with that many people. Why are you worried about what's happening in between others' legs, Miss Man? Why are you worried about what's going on other people? I swear to you, if I see any slut shaming in these comments, I am going to spaz. I never understood why people slut shame others because one, why are you so worried about what's going in their private parts? And two, why don't you just let people have their good time? Why are you minding their business? You can also use toys and like lubes during sex. When it comes to lubes, make sure you keep them unscented because those scented ones and like flavorful ones, yeah, they might spice stuff up, but that's a yeast infection waiting to happen. Some of you probably want to get whipped cream licked off of you or chocolate syrup or caramel, but a yeast infection. Also, when it comes to toys, make sure you clean your toys. Now, there's many different types of toys. Everybody has their own types of things, which I'm gonna talk about flicking the bean and masturbation later. I've been talking for 30 minutes already. I'm gonna talk about masturbation and just like toys and all that later in the video, but if you are using toys in sex, make sure you clean them with warm water after you use them. Just make sure that you're keeping them clean because you don't want to keep re-putting in old fluids from other experiences in yourself over and over and over because that's not safe or healthy for you, babe. So I'm here to talk about WAP 102. I've just noticed a lot of people have been very, very, very insecure about how their coochie smells and tastes. And let me tell you once again, coochies taste like coochies and coochies smell like coochies. If it smells like roses, that's a one-way road to a yeast infection. Once again, like all the tips I said before, just make sure you're drinking water. It adds natural moistness down there. Like I said, once again, with the cranberry juice, it can be used to boost body nutrients. Help once again prevent and treat mild UTIs. Now, if you don't know what a UTI is, that's a urinary tract infection. And if you always wonder why people say make sure you pee after sex, it's to actually help prevent these because you can get a UTI after not peeing after sex. So just make sure you're okay. You can get a UTI from a lot of other things as well. I've actually had UTIs before. Like I had a UTI earlier this year, and then I also had a UTI when I was younger. When I say younger, I mean like 8, so I don't know what caused that, but the one earlier this year I can kind of, you know, figure it out. Once again, make sure if you're drinking cranberry juice to, you know, to help treat your body, once again, the unsweetened natural one. And then yogurt actually also has a lot of benefits for the female body as well. It has beneficial bacteria. I recently just got into eating yogurt. My favorite is the Yolk Plate strawberry banana with some peanut butter granola. Really good. You should definitely try it out. So I also want to talk about some sexual experiences. So I'm gonna break it down into 2 parts. One is gonna be about losing your virginity, and 2 is gonna just be advice from me. So when it comes to sexual experiences, there's a lot of things and a lot of stigmas and just thoughts around sexual experiences. There's a lot of things saying it hurts, or it doesn't hurt, this, that, and the third. I'm here to tell you it's different for everybody, and coming from me, I mean, we both didn't really know what we were doing, so it's just very weird in a way. And I was extremely nervous when it happened. So instead of being at ease, at which you should be when you're losing your V card, that's what made it pretty painful for me, not being at ease and also being very nervous, okay? Everybody is not gonna have a lovey-dovey experience. Everybody's first time is not gonna be the same. You can ask people advice about it, but not everybody can really give you advice because everybody's experience and everybody's body is so different. Like, some people's first times happen in a hotel filled with roses and candles, and some people's happen in the backseat of the motel parking lot. Everybody's experience is different, okay? So some advice that I can really give you for this, that I can attempt to, is once again, everybody's experience is different, so don't really have, like, don't base your experience off other people's, because I'm pretty sure everybody's was very awkward and uncomfortable and just kind of weird because you're kind of stepping into a new section of life that is sex. And the only advice that I could ever really tell you is the better the chemistry, the better it is. And there's really no right age or lifespan or lifetime period in which losing your virginity is like, ew, milestone. You know what I'm saying? Just lose it when you're ready. And something else I'm gonna tell you, if you are having sex, make sure you're having safe sex. So birth controls, in any form that you possibly can get your hands on. Practice safe sex if you're having it. That's all I can tell you. I want to talk about periods real quick. When it comes to periods, I just want to talk about two things: period hygiene and period sex. Yes, very straight to the point and very. Let's talk about period hygiene, okay? A lot of people asked me how should they shower on their period, and I thought this was a very interesting question because I never thought much of it. Me personally, I never really think about how awkward it is showering on my period until it's my first, second, or third day, which are my heaviest days. And on my first days, I'm so heavy I wear a tampon in the shower, but on my second and third days, which are my like less heavier days, I definitely just kind of get in and get out and just kind of wash, rinse everything. I definitely recommend just using dark towels, washcloths, things like that. Stick to your unscented soaps. But if you don't want to touch down there, I don't blame you. It can get icky and messy sometimes, so I don't blame you. If you are too scared to wash down there when you're in the shower, definitely recommend just freshening up with some baby wipes on your heavy days, but on your lighter days, make sure you're definitely keeping down there clean, okay? And I want to talk about period sex for a second. Period sex is a thing. If you don't know what period sex is, it's the act of having sexual intercourse on your period. Me personally, I've never had period sex. I'm scared. I get embarrassed a lot. I don't do a lot of things in life because the fear of embarrassment, and it's annoying. That's how I live. But yeah, there are some benefits to period sex. If you're interested in looking into it, just make sure you get a cute little dark towel and call it a day. So the benefits that come with period sex include it helps relieve cramps, it shortens periods, and just it's a natural good lube. Hey, you thought it, I said it, all right? Get into self-pleasure. So masturbation, flicking the bean, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna talk about masturbation first and basically what it is. It's basically like one person sex.
Have you ever had a dream that you had?
Think about that. No STDs involved. So when it comes to that, basically it's just a one-person show. Love to see it. Now, when it comes to this, let's talk about how the media always ignores female self-pleasure, but it always gasses up males. Like, why is it always male masturbation is always just kind of, you know, accepted? It's like a boys will be boys type thing. Why do they get to be praised for doing something that they don't even need help with? Half the time, men can't even make women finish. So it's like, if anybody should be taught how to masturbate safely, it should be women. Now, I also like to say, when doing this, just make sure you're being clean. Like, there's a lot of ways that you can flick the bean. Some people play DJ, some people play lazy, you know, with the vibrators. It's me, I play lazy. You just have to figure out the beat to your own drum, or the drum to I don't know how. Let's get into the toys. Just make sure you keep them clean them, rinse them with warm water after every time. You can find toys on Amazon. Literally, you can get them by tomorrow if you're that antsy. Baby, I know it's been a couple months since your last appointment. It's okay to go ahead and order you some. Call it self-care, okay? They have different toys for everybody. That's the whole point. They're so versatile. There's so many options. Bada bing, bada boom. Don't have no shame. Call it self-care. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about relationships. Now, I put this last because relationships are kind of a touchy topic, and everything is just kind of a learning experience with relationships. You learn a lot, you unlearn a lot when it comes to relationships, and everybody's experiences are different. But I just want to talk about three major things: ghosting, toxic relationships, and today's relationship standards. I'm gonna talk about ghosting first because this is such a fun topic to me because I'm the CEO of ghosting people, but I hate being ghosted. Hypocritical? Probably. Like, if you don't know what ghosting is, basically it just means that you disappear out of somebody's life with no literal reason or just like explanation. You just kind of then leave, peace out, like you just gone. I'm all for ghosting because you don't owe anybody shit. Like, you aren't getting paid to be with this person. If you are, slide me their number. Like, I'm all for ghosting. You don't owe anybody shit. Like, it's not your place to try and kiss ass with people. But here I am on the other spectrum before y'all yell at me. I've been the one ghosted and I have done the ghosting. I've done both things. Part of me really doesn't care like if I get ghosted, but like I've always like wondered where I went wrong, if that makes sense. And then also I feel like when it comes to ghosting, depending on the situation, you really kind of have to evaluate the relationship and your level in which the person is in which you are ghosting, because there's a lot of dudes that I have ghosted because it's been like 2 weeks where we just kind of like, what are you doing? They're like, where you're at? Like, you want to go something to eat? Stuff like that. But there's also been been times where I talked to a boy, like literally recently, like in the past like 3 months. I think we talked from like 3 months, and he just kind of ghosted me, and like I always wanted to know why. But like I feel like if I were him in that situation, I would have told me why, and just like, you know, with like explanation. So when it comes to each thing, I would definitely say evaluate each of them. So like if you're in a more serious like kind of situationship, and like y'all kind of both know what's happening, I would definitely say that if you are thinking about ghosting them, just make sure you give them like a reason on why this isn't working instead of just ghosting, you know. But if it's like a little 2-week fling, who gives a just leave. Now, moving on to toxic relationships. Now, when it comes to toxic relationships, I am the CEO of knowing toxic relationships because I've been in, I'm gonna say 1.5. You could definitely tell the time periods in my life in which I was in a toxic relationship because I was down bad. It was just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing, one after the other, nothing but foolishness because of my stupid relationship, and I wish I'd seen it before, but I didn't. But now I'm here to help you. But something I am tired of is y'all romanticizing toxic relationships. I'm sick of this. Every time I go into that clock app, y'all are romanticizing toxic relationships, and it's ugly. Why would y'all want to put that mental strain, emotional strain, and sometimes even physical strain on yourself? It's not cute. It's not.
Baby, I'm not even here.
Coming from somebody who has been... Sorry, just how cute I was. Coming from somebody who has been in a toxic relationship, I don't wish that anybody, and that's saying something. From someone who's been in one for so many years, I'm not in a relationship anymore, but from somebody who's been in one for years on end, I didn't even notice how bad it got until it was done. And that's when shit kind of hit me, and I was like, wow, this was really toxic, borderline abusive. Like, this was terrible. Like, nobody deserved this. Like, on either ends, both of us were the victims. Like, it was just a mess. It was a toxic mess, and nobody deserves that. And like, if y'all sit here and evaluate like relationships that you're in, you need to sit down and evaluate them sometimes, and it's like, okay, is this toxic? Kind of. Don't ignore the red flags. If you see red flags, don't ignore them. I know it's like funny to say, haha, good thing I can't read. It's like, God send me a sign, haha, good thing I can't see. We being for real, you need to see those red flags, and you need to like acknowledge them to save yourself the heartbreak, the tears, the manipulation, the gaslighting, and all that stuff, okay? And just some of my personal red flags I look for is gaslighting, emotional manipulation, you know, just being very aggressive for no reason, switching up of attitude, many other things that I'm not gonna name. Those are just my personal red flags, okay? When it comes to toxic relationships, stop romanticizing them and make sure you're evaluating your relationships. They don't even have to be romantic. They can be friendship. They can be with your parent. You just need to sit back and evaluate them, okay? Toxic relationships can become healthy, but old habits die hard. Just saying that. Just putting that in there. And last thing I'm going to talk about is today's relationship standards. I feel like the media is setting up everybody who looks to social media for relationship goals is setting all up for failure. There's no reason why the entire world was saying I have no faith in men when Ken cheated on Vieira. It was embarrassing. You're setting your whole trust and vision on love on social media couples and families that you only see 20 minutes of their week, 20 minutes of their day if they daily vlog. Embarrassing, truly. They set these standards for relationships, forgetting that everybody's relationship and everybody moves differently. Like, I don't understand what's not clicking. People keep looking to the media for relationship goals and expectation. Like, there's some things that you can expect and want in a person. If your whole standards list just comes from social media, baby, that's an internal issue that you have to deal with on your own. I can't help you with that one. Y'all are forgetting that not all these standards can fit every single person, every single relationship, every single personality type, every single schedule. Like, it's just not like that all the time. You shouldn't even go into a relationship using nothing but social media standards, because once again, when you're on social media, you're seeing 2 seconds of somebody's day, 2 seconds of somebody's life, 20 minutes of somebody's week, 30 minutes of somebody's daily life. Like, you're only seeing the highlight. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're calling the good stuff goals, but you should never make social media couples your goals. That's the whole point of that, okay? All that being said, guys, that is it for today's girl talk. Hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys like my new setup. I'm gonna be moving in a couple weeks, so this is gonna be gone in a couple weeks, but I hope you guys love the new quality of my filming stuff and everything. If you liked today's video, please give it a huge thumbs up down below, and make sure you leave a comment talking about what you liked about the video and any other questions you may have so me or someone else can possibly answer them. Make sure you follow my socials to keep up with me. I'm such a fun person off camera, on and off camera. I'm the life of the party. That includes my Instagrams, Twitters, TikTok, Spotify for new playlists if that's what you're into, and even more social medias down below so you can follow me off camera and if you want to see me outside of YouTube. Now, with that being said, guys, that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I can't see you guys on the next one. Stay cool. Bye, guys.